do like a weird lean in and read.
I'm way higher than you, mate.
Yeah.
Way higher. That's it.
These wooden stools really at your bum though.
Oh, get a bit right. Hey everyone, welcome to Vanguard Tactics and welcome to another Lockdown Live with today special guest, Joe.
Hello.
You may have heard his voice before on the Vanguard Tactics podcast.
Yeah, and I post up the really terrible lists on a Saturday.
Yeah. So if you're in the academy, then Joe is the person that does a lot of the posting on the academy page.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the community manager. And now
I know that wrong.
We've got a big announcement, haven't we, Joe? So not only is the studio now finished, we've got a couple of little extra gadgets and gizmos to bring in. So we're going to bring in some extra lighting, but Joe is now going to be working with me
full time
on a full-time basis. So
slave.
That's going to happen in the future, in the very near future. So we thought Joe's kind of come in today, volunteered some time, and just helping me set up the studio for when you start with me on a more permanent basis. So that's going to be really, really good. We can do loads of good stuff. So you are Joe.
I am Joe.
You are Joe. Joe, what got you into the hobby? When did you start playing 40k?
I started playing 40k when I was like 6-ish.
So I'm going to go make a brew. And you can tell the listeners what you've been doing since you were 6.
Yeah, so basically I went into Games Workshop to get paint to paint plasticine fruit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then fast forward.
Yeah. Some years.
20 odd years.
Okay, I'm glad we did that. Because I thought you were going to say, so I went in when I was 6 into a Games Workshop. And then I went in when I was 6.5.
Yeah. I got left there a lot.
Did you?
As a kid. Yeah. My mum was one of those Games Workshop mums you hate because they're like, it's 10 o'clock, here's my child, I'm going shopping for 2 hours, I'll be back eventually. I was one of those kids.
And you were sat there like, can you teach me how to paint?
Yeah, I've got no money.
Can you teach me how to play?
So...
Can I run these elves with the Necrons?
Yeah.
No.
So...
They don't go together?
But now, I managed to work my way through the world of Warhammer badly.
Yep.
Generally bumbled through. And then I met you at Heat 2? Heat 1?
Heat 2, I think.
It's the one where when you did really well with the Deathwatch. You made the Deathwatch famous. And I came up to you and I was like, I've got 3 Deathwatch Start Collecting boxes at home.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah.
And you were like, Stormbolters.
Stormbolters and Storm Shields is what I said, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then I didn't see you again for like a year.
It wasn't that long, was it?
I think I messaged you and I was like, do you want to come for a game? And you'd be like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen.
No.
But then you came into the shop and like, let's play. So.
And then we've been literally playing every single week, haven't we?
Yes. Once or twice a week. Every week for the last year. Yeah. I'd probably say.
And our friendship has blossomed.
It has, yeah.
Yes.
And now you've worked it into my life now where you control everything that I do.
Yes.
From playing Warhammer to going to the gym for some reason now. Yeah. And you just beat me up at the gym.
Yep, that's it. Exactly, mate. Well, I'm glad I've been such a positive influence in your life.
Yep.
You know, that we've got that. So anyway, apparently we're slightly out of focus. I'll see what I can do about that, guys. Yeah. Let's quickly jump in. We're a little bit blurry, apparently. Joe seems like a cool dude.
I am a cool dude.
That's what Brian said.
Yeah.
That is a lie.
Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly out of focus or ever so slightly
I think
cool
we've got
dude?
a light up here that's making us a little bit blurry. Yeah. The thing is, we don't have a big light, but when they put the big light on, it strobes. Yeah. So we can see if it does it, but I think it will, and I don't think you're going to like it. So I'll put it on.
It's because you keep moving. It might be my beard, because your side's in focus and mine's not.
It is maybe because we're so far. Is it strobing?
Yeah, fuzzy line.
Really badly?
It's not awful.
Okay.
Like...
But there we go, we can put on more lights basically.
Yeah.
I don't know why it does that. I will look into it, so we'll roll with that. But it's because the camera, bear in mind, at the moment, You've got to think this. Remember, this is a webcam, and it's trying to bring in focus you and me, and it's struggling with that a little bit because we're obviously
in the future we'll be like closer.
Yeah, good. At the moment we're a good like arm's distance apart. So, so apologies about that, guys.
Yeah.
Right. It was my desktop being done. It's fine on my phone. Oh, okay.
Right, we need a bigger screen to read off as well.
Yeah, we do. We'll work on that. I mean, it's difficult because obviously we're trying to, keep our distance and stuff.
What I'd like when we're live streaming and stuff, and we've got the games going on, I want a big TV, bam, right here, so we can see what it's like recording
instead of the logo
and the chat. Okay. You can have the logo. Like you can have one of those TVs that, like, when it's not showing a game, it just shows the logo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, we'll get one over there. It's TV on every wall.
On every wall. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've literally.
Yeah. I'm basically here to make Steve regret every decision he's made about hiring me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So what have we got here? So Joe's beard warps reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to grow it longer, although Steve keeps on dropping subtle hints that he wants me to shave it off.
I mean, look at it. It's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to grow it long enough so I can plait it like the bassist from System of a Down.
Okay, yeah, you do that.
Like a Viking, or I could get like a Viking one where I plait beads into it.
Wow. I mean, anyway, guys, so if you've got any 40k related questions and not beard related questions, that'd be great. So anyway, Andy said here, since you're working for Stephen now, is he at least hooking you up with some meal prep and some workout splits? Yeah.
Funny you should say that, actually. We had meal prep like 10 minutes ago. It's 2 Domino's pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, I like the only food that Steve ever gives me is pizza, Monster Energy drinks, and protein bars.
Yeah. All the essentials.
Yeah.
All the essentials.
I imagine though, if you only had a Domino's pizza a day and nothing else, could you keep that in your calorie deficit?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could. You could. Like, there are some, the large Domino's pizzas which are about the 2,000 calorie mark.
Yeah.
So as long as you're burning more than that, I mean, it wouldn't be very healthy. You wouldn't feel great, but you could maintain your weight. Anyway, so we've actually got a proper 40k related question, guys. I cannot believe it. We're only 7 minutes in. Also, me and Joe are going to be streaming a game. We're going to be streaming a game. The first battle report is going to be streamed on inside the community group for the Academy, and that is happening at 6:30. So we're running your Drakari versus my Harlequins with the new rules from White Dwarf.
There are some of my Drakari models in your Harlequin to cover up gaps, but that's fine.
Yeah, so I'm using a few witches as Harlequins. I'm still waiting for my order. I've still got lots of troopies on the way. So anyway, we've got a question here. So if you want to watch that, you just need to join the Academy, basically.
Yeah.
And there'll be streamed games once a week inside the Academy, which will be great, along with battle reports. We're going to do a big battle report on Monday. We've got scheduled, I think, I'm going to be doing Ultramarines versus something, but we'll see. Anyway, so Callie killed Nox Gaming for a Blood Angels list. What is your recommendation for a heavy support unit? Repulsor tank or certain dread? So, my heavy support unit of choice for the Blood Angels comes in form of Sanguinary Guard, or even better, Death Company.
Yes.
With jump packs and Thunderhammers.
Yeah.
That's all the heavy support you need in your life.
I think putting heavy support in a Blood Angels list is just a trap, because it's just there to be a free kill.
Yeah.
Because the rest of your army is just wrapping their stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Or it's something for them to wrap.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help you, and it's just a waste of points.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it doesn't really. It's not really helping the rest of your army, because all your Blood Angel characters are there to do one thing, and that's to support combat.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to help you. So for me, the Death Company. Pick up whatever you want. Knights, big tanks. Yeah. Put just Thunderhammers galore on everything. Yeah. Thunderhammers, Power Fists, the Inkind Sword, Incut, whatever it's called. Yeah. You're doing good. So moving on. Holsey, how you doing, mate? Thoughts on soft play? So soft play. Is that with like the balls? You could like the paddling pool, soft play.
Soft play. I think that's what you call like me, like a fluffer, like just going around. Like, let's just take fun lists.
Okay.
Is that soft play?
I don't know. Maybe we'll go with it.
Or is it just lots of sponges?
So Cromwell said, thoughts on soft play, as in when I'm teaching someone new, beyond coaching them. Turn 1, I dither in every phase. Turn 2, I dither in shooting and fight. Turn 3, I give them the fight.
Oh, yeah.
How do you two do it?
So when I worked at Games Workshop, like, name drop there.
Yeah.
We were always told, let them win.
Okay.
Every time.
Yes.
Because, or you set up a scenario, like a pre-built one. So you go, here's my guys, they're defending this wall. Here's your guys. You've got more points and more models than me, and you've got only cool stuff, whereas I've got basic stuff. And then they just attack you, and you just teach them how to do certain things. Yeah. Because,
I mean, in terms of you there's no point someone's first game going right. So we need to optimize your list, okay? Yeah. No, you just got to go through some of the phases of the game. Yeah. I remember teaching my girlfriend Amy how to play, and I said, look, what models do you want to use? And she picked the Harlequins. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't? They look cool. And she had like 3 troop units. I gave them just like all the same weapon, just to keep it super simple. They went in 3-star weavers with 1 character, and that was fine. 3 units, 3 transports, 1 character, happy days. So, yes.
Yeah, often letting them use whatever they want. Yeah. Whatever they think is cool, they like. Yeah. Another one is like a Primera Space Marine army.
Yeah, super simple.
Or Necrons, because everything in that unit does the same thing. Yeah. Nothing in it is complicated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Greg Winner said, evening gents, thoughts on guard denial armour list. Having 3 tank commanders, Pask, 3 Lehman Russes, 3 Basilisks in a spearhead, plus a Baneblade. The thing is, Gregwin, if you meet any quick close combat army, so Gene Stealers, Blood Angels, Harlequins, Witches, any combat army whatsoever, you're going to get wrapped, and it's game over.
A Tyranid player will rack you with 40 Gene Stealers turn 1.
Gene Stealer Cole, yeah. Right. Lewis has said, oh man, now only just seeing the T in the logo. Yes. So we've had some questions about the VT. So here we have, look, the T is in the non-space, you see. So we've got the V and we've got the T.
Yeah, I always thought that was the top of the T for some reason.
No, it's the dead space is the T. Anyway, there we go. VT logo explained. What have we got here?
You want meme-tastic?
Oh.
I hope your list, Joe, is meme-tastic.
So here we go. How willing are ITC events to let people proxy models, e.g. Chaos Space Marines as Berserkers? That's quite a far proxy.
I think if you basically had all Chaos Space Marines with bolt pistol, chainsword, and like bear heads, or you just picked up some like the Forge World Berserker heads, like that would be fine.
Oh, that would be fine. But you'd have to have, I think, the weapons on there, wouldn't you?
Or you managed to get hold of the old helmets, which are all like the weird horny types. And they were painted red, maybe.
And at that would be fine. Yeah.
But like.
It's all about have you gone to the effort? Yeah.
I think the golden rule has always been, if it has a model to represent it, then you have to use that model. If you're converting it, it can't look like it's original and look more like the new one. Kind of thing. So like you used that Inquisitor, didn't you, for a Watchmaster? But you converted him. You gave him the spear and all that kind of stuff. Which then, because that Cotiers, yeah. Yeah.
So my Watchmaster is for my Deathwatch. I use Cotiers. Yeah. But I painted them black. Yeah. And I gave him a silver shoulder pad. Yeah. So I painted him in Deathwatch colours. Yeah. I didn't actually give him a spear. No. Because it was too much to try and mess about with. Yeah. And I used that on GW Stream and they loved it. Yeah. They were like, oh, that's great. But again, it's been like, it's very clear. There's only one. I wasn't trying to run a Cotiers and the Watchmaster. It was just him, so that was fine. So, Andy said, Joe, what's your opinion on AdMech in general?
AdMech are really strong. like really strong. They've got access to so much stuff, which means that their units just hit on 2s. And what I don't understand is why aren't more people using priests? Electro priests wreck face.
They do. They just struggle from getting trapped in wrapped, but hopefully now with the new flying units that'll solve them. So it'll be interesting to see how that list performs now. So, Chap Dev, speaking of Harlequins, how are you feeling about the Death Jesters? I'm looking at the Overwatch and pinning variant. That's exactly the same one I run in my list. Yeah. I think he is my They've got a new relic that I'll be honest, I'm probably not taking in many matchups. I'd probably only ever take that relic in the Grey Knight matchup, and that's it. Yeah. So Wayne said, is Joe the gent you told to stand outside and think about his actions in the middle of a game? If so, can you show it us now?
That's now.
You basically they want me to send you outside.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe is the person. Yeah.
I was. Yeah. It was something to do with there was like
a Chaos Knight.
A Chaos Knight.
And you had Ravagers.
I had Ravagers, and he was like, it was all about charging with like a character or something first, or charging them first to get the character in.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't figure it out. I was just staring, like Steve was talking to me, but I was just like, I couldn't see Steve, I couldn't see anything. You know when you're talking to a kid with too much sugar, and it's just dead-eyed.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure it out.
So my point was, you were in combat, you charged something, right? One of my units. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Terminator unit you were in combat with.
Yeah.
And I told you, you had the 3 Ravagers outside of this combat.
Yeah.
And you charged him with your Archon. And I can remember saying, you were like, okay, that's me done. I said, no, Joe, it's not. Think about what you need to do. Yeah. And you were like, what? I was like, think what you need to do. And I said, look, go outside, come back in with a pair of fresh eyes. And basically, I had a Chaos Knight at the back of my table. And all Joe needed to do was charge the 3 Ravagers into combat with the Terminators, because the Terminators are very unlikely to kill a Ravager in combat.
Yeah.
And you've got the benefit of falling back, so when it comes to my turn, my Knight cannot shoot your Ravagers.
Yeah. I still think it charged and it killed them anyway.
What?
My Ravagers.
Oh, I did make a ridiculously long charge, but anyway, I mean, that still was the play. It forced me to make a stupid long charge, which I got really lucky, and I don't normally get that. But that was the play. Yeah. So it means that the Ravagers couldn't be
Every
shot.
time he gives me advice to do something that would ultimately help me, somehow always seems to benefit you. You're like, do this, Joe, because that's going to really help you. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to shoot you with my whole army now and you're dead. I win. And it's just like, I don't know who's helping who here.
Yeah, sometimes I'm tricking you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're learning from those tricks.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know me, mate. I'm always, if there's a way I can win, you know me, I'll win at all costs, me. Yeah. I don't, by the way, guys. I'm very against that.
Back in the 40k after a long break. So this is new to me. What do you think is the best way to explain the hobby to someone
you're dating? Oh, now this is a good question. So when I first met Amy, she said, tell me 3 interesting facts about you, right? And I think I've got a few interesting facts about me over my course of my life. I've been quite lucky in some of the I've had some pretty cool stuff in my life. Yeah. And I was like, but I don't want to say any of that because it's going to make me sound like a right douchebag.
Yeah.
So I went with, I really like pizza.
Yeah.
Not that that's really an interesting fact, but it is a fact, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then the other one was, I play Warhammer. She was like, what's that? And I said, it's like chess and poker in the same game.
Yeah. So what you did, you lied.
No, because it's strategic like chess, but you have the probability where you're trying to, essentially guess what your opponent's got in their hand and things like that, of poker. So it isn't a lie, but yeah. And that's how I explained it. But yeah, and then when she actually found out the real interesting facts about me, she was like, why don't you say that? I was like, because I would have sounded like,
Yeah. It is difficult to explain Warhammer to anybody without it sounding bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like when you meet a new girl and you're like, oh, I do Warhammer. And they're like, oh, my brother did that when he was 5.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is not a good starting...
I'm still playing with those toys, yeah.
But you could say, like I said, like I started playing when I was 5. And look at me now. It's my job. I make money out of doing it.
Yeah.
I always try and do that. So I normally go with, I get paid to paint models for people because they can't do it themselves. And they're like, good, you're an artist.
You try and spin it however you want, mate.
Yeah, but I think it's difficult to explain to someone when you're dating. If they like that kind of stuff, find like a common ground. Like if they're like Harry Potter, be like, we have a fantasy thing because it has all the same tropes of like dwarfs, elves and stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think the thing is when I met Amy, I was like, look, I'm playing my cards on the table, no pun intended, and if you like it, or you don't even have to like it. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm asking for you to accept it. Yeah. And if you don't accept it, then this ain't going anywhere. Yeah. If they're not willing to accept it, do not let anyone change you for who you are. Yeah. And that's really important because there's going to be loads of things that they do that you're going to have to accept. So, we're in a relationship, it's all about that kind of give and take. And if they start getting funny, then you literally say what I've said, and then all of a sudden they question their own, like, oh, okay, maybe I should accept it because it's the right thing to do. Yeah. And again, you want to explain the reasons why you play it. So for me, it's a sense of community. It's fantastic for my mental health. Yeah. It's great for my social health. It gets me away from my computer because I spend all day looking at my computer. Yeah. So for me, it's got a lot of reasons. So all I would do is explain that.
Explain the things in it that you like, because you can talk about those things confidently. Yeah. And those confident things make you happy.
Exactly. And if they don't like it, then jog on. Yeah. Yeah. So follow up question: for larger armies, would you recommend 2 brigades instead of a battalion for the CP? Callie, it completely depends on the army. I mean, if you're talking Blood Angels, then I would just literally run 2 battalions. That's going to be enough.
How are you going to...
You could even get away with 1 battalion.
Fit in 2 brigades in an army.
I think you maybe went 2 brigades instead of a battalion. I don't know, but... Corvus, I'd wait to see the upcoming Necron releases. Okay. Effort is real good versus bad for proxies and conversions.
Yeah, like if someone has done a really good job at converting it, then normally you can let it slide. Yeah. But if they've gone, here is my model and I've basically done a head swap. Like here is my...
Well, it happens all the time. It's like, oh, Joe, can I just borrow that of your army and stick it in mine? Like, can I borrow those Ravagers and use them as grav tanks, Eldar grav tanks? No, it's not going to wash. Someone said, what would you guys do if you can't play against someone else to play test lists? Is it okay to play against yourself? Absolutely. Often the best use you can get is just literally practice deploying your army. And just by having another army on the tabletop helps you with that. And in the academy, when I go over the deployment phase, there are going to be example pictures of how armies deploy, and then we're going to give you scenarios on how to deploy against them.
Plus, like if you're playing against yourself, like you're your own harshest opponent. Yeah. Because you're always going to go for the weak spots. So you're always going to be like, I'm going to do this because then I have to do this in response. Yeah. And then I have to do this. Whereas your opponents might not see those gaps. Whereas if you're playing with 2 armies that you're always going to know what their weak spots are.
You just have to be unbiased, that's all. And if something goes really well for the army you're trying to test, then... Like I was playing Jack the other day and I told him just to re-roll all his dice. I think he was making saves on his Deathwing or something. Yeah. And I said, mate, re-roll all those dice. This is a test game. I'm not looking to absolutely
we had a game the other day and it was like... And you made something like 12 attacks and you only hit with 3 of them. Yeah. And I was like... You hit on 3, just re-roll them. Yeah. Just do it again, or we'll just count an extra 4 or 5. Yeah. Also, when you are playing against yourself, like don't lie to yourself, if that makes sense, because by making it easier on you, you're not getting the full experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we've got loads. We need to wrap this up. We need to go live in 2 minutes. Yeah. Chap Dev, I worry about ITC conversions. He's converting his whole army from witches from the Deepkin models. That sounds cool. Like,
that's fine. And the tree revenants painted like ghosts.
Sounds great. That's fine. Like if you made the effort and it's on the right size base, right
size.
If
you've got loads of the long hairy bits from the tree revenant guys, like if you put those on like Cabalites or the new kind of like proper messed up people from Warcry, but they make really good mandrakes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Tom said, what are events like for the first timers or people who are new to them? Are they friendly, welcoming, or people win at all costs? Well, Tom, look, in every community there could always be a bad apple, but typically the top tier competitive players you're always going to get the best game out of. Okay, the best players in the world will give you the most incredible game you've ever had. You'll learn lots, and you may well lose, right? But that's okay because you're going to learn lots. You can ask them any question you want. Like there was one Battlefield Birmingham I did. I had 4 wins and a loss, 5 favourite game votes, 5 out of 5. Because, it's one of those things that when you know the rules, you don't need to win at all cost. But when it's sometimes the people in the middle, the club players that are probably doing better than they expected or worse than they expected to, can often try and pull some shenanigans. But now with the way that sportsmanship is improving, TOs are improving the code of conduct, it's not being tolerated anymore. So actually that whole thing, which was why I went on that big campaign last year to and when I do the Vanguard Tactics events, I can guarantee you our code of conduct is going to be watertight, and they are going to be extremely welcoming for all players of the game. And it's all about bringing your very best. And that's all you need to do. And again, on the Academy, I've just finished the event prep module. And those lessons have gone up about how you goal set and the systems you need to build in place so you can actually be successful and feel like a sense of achievement. Anyway, guys, we're going to leave that there. It's 6:30, and we now need to go over and stream our battle report. Crom said here, Stephen and daily dating advice. There we go. We'll leave it on that one, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Be hench, eat well, wear nice clothes,
and a cat backwards.
And
you're fine.
And clean yourself occasionally.
Yeah, brush your teeth. Simple stuff. Anyway, guys, see you tomorrow at 6. Take care.
Bye-bye. Oh,